What is up, you guys? The Fallout with here. And today I'm doing, well, you guys probably already see it right here. What if Deku was in the sent to the Dragon Ball Z universe? Well, now in the... Okay. So anyway, this is what if he was sent to the Dragon Ball Super universe, which is still the same. This is still the same story. The exact same story. It's just the fact that now it's in the Super. Now it's in the universe where Super takes place. I should have put GT and then asked for some more help about that, but that is still what I would like to see, and what I would like to see is now what's going to happen. So anyway, what does happen is, well, the whole thing after GT, humanity was technically restored again with the Dragon Balls, and like I said before, it's kind of like going to be the thing. Basically, anytime they use up a certain amount of Dragon Balls, or they use X amount of wishes, they're going to technically do what they had to do, such as, well, I don't know how to explain it, but they're going to have to fight, the Shadow Dragons, or at least different dragons from time to time. Now, what does happen is this. Deku is, by technicality, about to be a father. And not only that, so is Gohan. So is, well, not so is the... it's a toughie, but at the same time, Gohan and Deku and Goten, train, and they still train because of what happened last time, and if something has to be done, well, they're gonna have to get ready for when it happens again. Not only that, but we go into the part where, let's do the Frieza saga, because the Frieza thing. No, wait a minute. That's before. All right, I kind of screwed up right now, but here's what happens. Beerus is around in his planet saying, talk to Whis saying, hey, I had a dream, and get this, there was a saying. You know what? There's even something better. He was a god. Whis explains that there couldn't be any way that it could happen, but there is always a possibility. Him looking at his, whatever the thing that he had was, or his staff, says, oh, look at that, he defeated Frieza. Beerus doing the same thing, asking, where is he at? And by technicality, they're at a party. Or Goku's somewhere else. But he does explain that his son is basically, turned into this weird transformed creature, and is maybe turned into this new transformation that other people have been unlocked, and he may be the key. But at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to check around Goku first, since he is technically the father of him. And this is when he's like, oh, okay, so let's just go and talk to them. First, they go to Goku. As you probably have already noticed, Goku started to fight him. And not only that, he's actually he's more stronger than he was to begin with. And while he was fighting Beerus in his Super Saiyan 2 state instead of his Super Saiyan 3 state, because, when he transformed into the Super Saiyan 4, he somewhat gotten stronger. He had a major Zenkai boost. And not only that, with the damage is done, he technically in his Super Saiyan 2 state is as strong as a Super Saiyan God. But none of them know that yet. Now, Goku actually loses. No, Goku actually loses, and this is when Beerus says, "So you're not the Super Saiyan God either." Then he talks to Whis, and Whis says, we can go to the other people and see how they are. Now, after that, Beerus goes around to Earth, and if you guys are looking at Gine and Bardock, they're going to be there soon, just not yet. Goku talks to King Kai, and King Kai says that is there gonna be any way to actually, talk to what's his face? How do I say this? Is there any way to talk to, well, by technicality, he's knocked out. I mean, even though he's a Saiyan, he couldn't sense how strong Beerus is. So he loses still, even though he is as strong as his god. I guess you have to sense the God Key in order to see how strong someone truly is. But anyway, Beerus comes onto the world, which is Earth. And then after that, you already know what happens. Majin Buu does his, whole, this is my pudding. Difference is Nappa is there. And what I'm going to say is this. Nappa, after a while of, hold on here. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. But, Beerus talks to, all the other, people and looks at Vegeta. Vegeta's very mad. But he's, trying to, make sure that nothing bad happens. Beerus, in the very end, gets mad due to the whole pudding incident. Nappa, Deku, everybody starts to fight. And they show that, well, how should I say this? Man. God, sorry about that. Didn't mean to. Oh, man, I don't like when that happens. But, anyway. So, Deku, Gohan, all the Saiyans that are there right now, Vegeta, Nappa, Gohan, Deku, Goten, Trunks, basically all of them start fighting freaking Beerus. Beerus takes most of them on, and, well, he beats Nappa just by freaking flicking him in the forehead and doing the same thing to what he did beforehand. Vegeta basically is getting grabbed by his throat and then kicked in the stomach. Then whatever happens to his freaking forehead. Let's see. Gohan and Deku trying to fight this guy. Basically, these two are holding their own until freaking, well, until Trunks and Goten start using their Super Saiyan 3 state when they turn into Gotenks. They're not Super Saiyan 3 yet. But, yeah, that's what happens. And also, Gohan and Deku were surprised about this. And Beerus took, Gohan and basically kicked him in the chest. And after that, kicked him down to the ground. This is when Deku decides that he has enough. Then he tells Beerus that he's ready for anything right now. Turns into his Super Saiyan 4 state. And looks straight at Beerus. Beerus is more interested in what just happened. Not only that, a bunch of the Saiyans that were on the ground, or, the Z Warriors that were on the ground, let's see, except for the weaker ones, like Tien, or I think Krillin was there. I don't know if Krillin was the one that was on the ground. Probably. But, yeah, the Z Warriors start to get up and they see that what's going to happen. Beerus is kind of amazed on, like, amazed in the fact that these people were just resilient to his weak attacks. Even though they're weak, they're not usually. They're not. He put a little effort in it. So yeah, he's like, oh yeah, you get you get a full reward. You get to see your planet destroyed instead of, well, you guys dying and not seeing it until the very end. I don't know how to, like, do this whole Beerus thing, but, I'm still trying, but, yeah. Deku just turns into his Super Saiyan 4 state and just starts fighting freaking Beerus, telling him that he's not going to destroy his world. And this is when Beerus sees that this transformation is not that of a god, but he sees that this thing holds a lot of power. And if you don't know what Deku looks like, this is Deku. This is the one I try to use. Alright? But, it was thanks to Moxley for doing that, so thanks, Moxley. Anyway. So, the battle ensues, and basically these two are fighting each other head to toe. Beerus sees that this transformation, not only that, this particular Saiyan hybrid is actually pretty strong. Even though he was in his, his first form, he was holding it. He was holding his own for a while. And after all that happened, well, everything was more self-explanatory. He got stronger. But in the very end, Beerus does, knock him down. And then he says that, well, you probably are not the Super Saiyan God since it's not the exact same as what he was thinking. And this is when, Goku shows up, and everything is now good because Goku's here. Nope. All of them are just basically, Goku's telling, Beerus to wait. They have an idea. If they want to fight the Super Saiyan God, that they're going to have to do something such as, they're going to have to somewhat summon Shenron to see where the Super Saiyan God is. Beerus says that's a great idea. And, already Shenron, I am the mighty Shenron and Lord Beerus. And basically, yeah, that's what happens. So, he explains that, 5 Saiyan with righteous hearts, which, there's Gohan, Deku, Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, Crush, Sprite. So by technicality, I think there's 2, 4, 6, 7. There's 7 Saiyans in total, plus the 2 that's gonna be there in what's his face's belly. Oh, but technically Ursa and Videl's stomachs. So if I get this correctly, there's Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, Deku, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Crush, and Sprite. Oh, there's 9. Golly. Anyway, if I am right on this, basically they just need the necessary 5, and they'll use their strongest 5. But by technicality, yeah, it doesn't really matter who, as long as the adults are there. So, I was wondering who should I do it to, and I asked some people, and then some were thinking, Gohan, some were thinking Goku, but in the very end, a lot of people chose Deku. So, yeah. Since you guys wanted it, I really wanted to see Gohan do it, but at the same time, I think this is the time where we unlock something right here. And give me a moment here, people. Alright. So, you guys wanted it, and I basically have it right here. this is, well, SSJ Super Saiyan God 4. Super Saiyan 4 God? That doesn't matter. But this is when Beerus sees this character right here, and he's like, "Oh right, we get to actually fight someone with God Ki." And basically, Deku and Beerus start to fight. Now, while these two are fighting, Vegeta's kind of like, "Why? It should have been me that could have fought. I could have asked, Bulma to, give me that transformation again, and everything could have been fair and square. But no, they gotta have the child of Kakarot doing this." But anyway, while these two are fighting, basically, Beerus tries to, kick Deku, but Deku grabs his leg and kicks him back in the face. After that, shooting a couple of Ki blasts, which angers Beerus. And they're actually more on par than Goku was with Beerus in the beginning. And that's due to it's more because of the fact that Deku has trained a lot more. And not only because of his training, but more of the fact that he's technically a god and a Super Saiyan 4 at this point. But, in spite of all of that, Gohan... No, hold on. Deku and Beerus were fighting in the underground. Deku explains that, Deku explains that he feels like this raw power, and not only that, it's like it's being settled, or it's being more along the lines of it's being tamed by this power that he also has. Beerus is kind of amazed in the fact that he turned into a god, and Deku is more amazed at the fact that he just became a god. Because now that he has these two powers, it's like weird. And this is when Deku just says that he's ready for round 2. And these two start fighting again. While fighting, Deku realizes that his god form is like kind of slowly but surely depleting. And he's taking this into consideration. So basically, they start to fly up into outer space. And this is when he just summons his new version of the Kamehameha Wave, if you guys remembered what I said. Calling it the Revenge Kamehameha Wave. And basically shooting it so far that it's like this blackish yet sparkly bluish... Let's say this, it's like dark blue. Dark blue, it sparkles. Basically shooting up into the air. And not only that, released with Super Saiyan 4 and God Ki, becomes this weird power just shooting Beerus. And this is when Beerus sees that right now that's the strongest move that he's ever felt in a very long time. Because, yeah, there's other gods as well, but Deku was proven to show, like, there's more to a Saiyan than meets the eye. Now, what does happen is this. Beerus says that this was all fun, but he has to end it here. Gohan, everybody's like thinking to themselves, what do they do? What do they do? What do they do? And Gohan says that, why don't they just give him the Spirit Bomb? And Vegeta says that there's no point since it wouldn't be done. He couldn't, get it done if he wanted to. Deku saying that he's gonna have to try something. Because Beerus is shooting his ultimate attack, which looks like the sun, and Gohan is, Deku is going to use one of his newer techniques, and this is when he has both of his hands up, and basically looking like the Spirit Bomb pose, and this is when good and dark energy is flowing around him. Now, why am I saying dark energy? Well, because of the whole power of because of Baby's attack, he somewhat absorbed the ki that was there, and now for some reason he's in possession of it. Somewhat making it to where he's now stronger, but much more different. He was always different afterwards, but he's still kind-hearted. By shooting the Spirit Bomb, by shooting this Revenge Spirit Bomb, which is what I'm going to call it, it basically is... How should I say this? Oh, that's a tough one. You know, I'm still going to say it. Basically, this blackish, bluish, with sparkles in it, Spirit Bomb, he shoots it. It's not as big as Beerus's, but it still holds off for a second. But that 1 second basically was not enough. You guys thought I was going to say it was enough, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to protect him at all. That's when he holds off the Spirit Bomb with his Super Saiyan, with, you know, his God form already gone, and basically he doesn't have his Super Saiyan 4 yet, depleted. He tries to push with all of his might, but in the very end, he falls. He starts to fall for a couple of seconds. And this is when he sees everybody there. Everybody tell him that they need his help. They need Deku's help, and that's what he's remembering. And then he opens his eyes and just shoots out a burst of energy, holding on to the Spirit Bomb again. And this is when he just grabs it and starts holding it, pushing it away as hard as he can. Beerus is looking at this, so amazed at the fact that a human, well, technically he's a human, but he's a Saiyan hybrid. That immortal, that somebody that is not even a god, that's not even a quarter of his age, somewhat hold back power that Beerus just shot out, and pretty much in the very end it exploded. Deku catching most of the attack, falling all the way to the ground, and, well, instead of any of them carrying them, it's actually Beerus that holds him. He says that he fought very well. He was amazed on how strong this person was. He did speak to him a couple of times about the energy that he received. Deku not being sure what to make of it. It's so weird and yet so powerful. He was thinking this the whole time. But, the very end, he did say that this power is somewhat new, and he can't wait to test it out even more. Beerus says that that's alright, he'll wait until next time. But when he did give him a little charm. He says that he'll give him this right here, and just shoots out a bunch of energy at Deku. And this energy just healed him for a second, but he noticed that there's something different about this. He says that I'm going to make you a candidate for something one day. You don't have to know what it is now, but you will one day. And this is what Deku says. Can you at least tell me what it is and not be as cryptic? This is when Beerus gets upset and says, are you telling me, the God of Destruction, that I have to give you more hints than what you already gotten? Anyway, he leaves, and this is when Beerus, says that, well, he talks to Whis and says that, do you think this Deku can seriously take his place? Beerus says, well, it's a possibility. I mean, he is very strong, and not only that, he is different. It's almost as if he's the key to, well, something. Not really saying anything, not really saying as much, but saying something enough. He's saying quite enough. That's what I was trying to say. But anyway, after all that, give me a moment here. Let me just try to. There we go. After all that, peace was restored, and I'm going to end it off in a couple of minutes, in 4 minutes, because right now it's going to be a little bit of a cliffhanger. After talking with, after talking with Shinron, they go to, Deku does go to planet Namek, and goes and talks to the Namekians, asking the new Elder, like, hey, is there any way that I could talk to him and talk about the, using the Dragon Balls? But they were a little on guard at first, because they know what happened. Yeah, because first of all, they have the crystal that, Old Kai, I think that's his name, the Old Kai gave him. And how should I say this? They saw what he turned into. They saw that he's a god. He's now technically a god. He's a Super Saiyan 4. He's using evil energy, but he was using good energy. They see that this kid's he's technically the same little child that they grew to love is now turning into like this ultimate being. And not only that, they know that Beerus gave him something that a god of destruction would have. Because if you guessed it, I'm going to make Deku a god of destruction. But he's going to have to go through his own journey. Now, what does happen is this. Goku actually realizes what's going to happen. And by technicality, he does reach out, no, not Goku, Deku. Deku reaches out to the Elder and tells him he needs to use the Dragon Balls to make a wish. And what does happen is, well, Porunga is summoned. He's summoned. Sheesh. Oh, golly. Sorry about that. He is summoned, and he basically is saying, what kind of wish do you need? Well, I don't know. I just I need to think about something like, who is this guy, to be honest? What did he give me? And then he was like, golly. This would be much more easier if Dad could have taught me something. I wonder about his mother. Or his father. I actually wish that they were here right now. And basically, while he was still thinking, one of the people that were talking said, "Oh yeah, bring back his grandparents." And I know I'm taking a bit of plot. I'm destroying some plot right there, and then adding in more, some of my plot. And yeah, bing bam boom, miraculously, Goku, Bardock, and Gine is there. And they're looking at him, and they're like, "Oh, look at that! Does that not look like the same, person that helped us fight Frieza?" And this is when Bardock is looking at them with a menacing face. And they're like, "Oh boy, this person may not be the same person that we knew." But they say Gine, and they're like, "Well, she's a sweetheart." Anyway, So, what happens is this. Deku, well, how do I say it? Talks to, who did I say? Deku talks to Bardock, and he says, wait a minute, who are you? He says, well, kid, you really have some guts, bringing me back all the way from hell. And when I was starting to like it. But I can't get mad at you. Anyway, who are you? This is when, basically, well, Deku just says, my name is Deku. Deku. My name is Deku. My name is Deku. And, you look like my father. And this is when Bardock is like, wait, I look like your father? This is when, basically, he realizes, wait, do you know my son named Kakarot? And he's like, and Deku's like, know him? I'm his son. And he's like, wait, you guys might say, how does he know that his father's name is Deku, or Kakarot? Well, I don't need plot for this. I need Vegeta for this, because he calls him that every single time, and I think they put 2 and 2 together. But I could have made it to where Deku would have been a little bit of an idiot at times, and not realize it. But now, it's alright, don't worry about it. So, what happens is this. Deku talks to, Deku talks to Bardock, and he realizes that his son is very strong. Looking at his form, looking at how old he is, and not only that, the way he carries himself, his son may be a little strong. Well, his son may be strong. But, other than that, Goku talks to, no, not Goku, dang it, Bardock. Bardock talks to Gine. Gine realizes that his son is alive. Not only that, he has a kid. Well, by technicality, she realizes that she has grandkids. Not only that, she realizes that she's about to have great-grandkids. So, by technicality, she's too happy right now, even though she's a lot more younger than since Bardock and Gine are technically as young or as old as, Goku and, well, by at least a little younger than Goku, all that stuff. After all that, Bardock talks to Deku and says that, well, he's got to see how strong he is. And Bardock has fought in hell before, so he's no slouch at all. Not only that, he's a Super Saiyan. And this is when Deku just says, oh, okay, so I'll fight you now. And while these two are about to fight, Deku just says, how strong are you? And this is when Bardock says, ha, look here, I can tell you this right now, I'm someone who can turn into a Super Saiyan. And Deku's like, oh, look at that, you can turn into a Super Saiyan. And this is when Bardock is a little bit, cocky right now, saying, yeah. And he's like, wait, can you turn into a Super Saiyan too? And this is when he's like, wait, what? Oh, you could probably turn into a Super Saiyan 3 like my father. And he's like, wait, Kakarot can turn into a Super Saiyan 3? I didn't even know about this. I was like, oh, but wait a minute, can you turn into a Super Saiyan 4, though? I can turn into that. And he's like, Kakarot, what the hell have you been doing this whole time? How strong have you guys gotten? And this is when, pretty much, he sees Deku and says, no, wait a minute, you're lying to me. There's no possible way that's true. And this is when, basically, Deku just starts to turn into a Super Saiyan 2. And pretty much shows him how strong he got. Not only that, he just tries to charge up as much as he can. doing the exact same thing that Goku's done, and just, well, turned into a Super Saiyan 3. Although he doesn't use this form because, by technicality, he has a form that's easier to handle and way more stronger to boot. This is when he says, "I'll show you what a Super Saiyan 4 is." And it basically roars, and then, well, hair just he becomes muscular and even older than he was previously. And this is when Bardock is like, "What the? This is a wow." Even Gine's a little, she's like, "I'm gonna faint." Bardock is like, there's nothing more that he can show us. And he's like, "Really? Well then, let me show you something that I've gotten from the help of my family and friends." And then just charges up his whole body and just shoots it out. Then brings it all in to his core, and then just shows red hair, and then just says, "Well, what do you think, Gramps? I'm a Super Saiyan I'm a Super Saiyan God." Bardock right here is like, "I need to sit down because this is more than I can handle." I think there was a creator that has done this little bit, but he done it in a manga. Forgot his name, so that is technically my fault, but credit to him because that little joke right there was a lot of his idea right there. Most of it was his idea. I only snipped it a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to leave it off here. So, what did you think? Did you think that, Bardock is going to be amazed on how his son is going to progress? Or do you think that, he's going to be like, pleased when he finds out about, Frieza dying from Goku? I will tell you, I will talk about this part one day, soon. But either way, like, comment, do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout with a Fear. Bye.